First of all, Bruce, thank you for hosting us here at Acuity Brands New York location, and welcome to Aim to Next Digital 2024. Super excited to be here with you today.
Yeah, thanks, Brent. Great to be here and great to host you guys here in New York City.
Thanks. So to kick it off, it'd be great for you to introduce yourself to the audience, your roles and responsibilities within Acuity Brands, and also give, for folks that might be less aware, Acuity Brands overview and what you guys do as a company.
Yeah, absolutely. So I lead digital and data transformation for Acuity Brands as their CIO. And that transformation work is work I've been doing my whole career. So whether it's leading high-tech teams, leading large change initiatives globally, driving business and shareholder value using tech is what I've done my whole career. So really happy to be doing that at Acuity Brands, and Acuity Brands is a pretty special place. So if I give a little overview of Acuity, we're really a company that sits at the intersection of sustainability and technology. So we have two different divisions. One is our lighting division, and the other one is what we call the Intelligent Spaces Group. And so that's a group that's primarily concerned with making spaces that consume energy more intelligent and easier for building owners and operators to control. But looking at the lighting business, which is our larger business, so we're the largest manufacturer of lighting and lighting controls in North America. And our business runs the gamut of high volume runners in terms of lighting. So you can think of lights that are on highways, lights that are on parking lots, lights throughout cities, in data centers. Those tend to be our high runner products. And then, of course, we have a lot of architectural specialty lights, which might be special in terms of the requirements they have in the environment. So whether it's almost indestructible lighting or whether it's lighting that needs to disperse a special way. If you think about spaces that might require a different aesthetic, whether it's a beautiful hotel lobby, our lighting, we have options all through those different channels. And so with all that lighting and that optionality for our customers comes complexity. And so that really is something that we as a company want to provide our customers with that choice and those options. But certainly we need to manage that complexity. And that's really where we started our journey with O9 to help us manage that complexity.
No, I appreciate that, Bruce. And when you talk about just the complexity that underpins the ability for you to service your customers in a differentiated way, technology is a clear enabler of being able to service your customers in that way. So can you talk a little bit about the technology that underpins the digital transformation at Acuity Brands and how you guys have thought about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned, our company really has the two business divisions. We have corporate, and then our technology team services all of those segments. And if you think about our technology organization, we're really broken into a product management group. We have software engineering, we have obviously infrastructure, we have service delivery, and then we have performance management and governance. And if you think about our digital strategies, we really subscribe to 5 different key strategic pillars. So the first one is data excellence. And so from a data excellence standpoint, our vision is to create a unified, coherent data layer across our value chain. So really be able to connect all the data across our value chain and be able to make decisions, smarter decisions at the speed of business in the windshield as well. And so if you think about data, right, data is really something where the business and technology can intersect very well. So we both speak the language of data, and it allows us to transform well. The second strategic pillar is really our commerce platform. So, how we go to market, how we connect with all of our trading partners. So we have a very rich ecosystem in terms of our customers. And so if you think about contractors, designers, you think about agents, distributors, all of these different parties play a role in bringing our products to market. And so having all of those players be connected, highly connected, and offering them frictionless experiences is something that we're passionate about. And at the same time, we have to meet them where they are in their digital journey as well. So that's really a key pillar for us to drive value to our customers. The third one is what we call associate experience. And really that's creating an environment within Acuity to really attract the best people to come and do their best work. And so to do that, what we need to do is give them the tools and the technology to automate their processes, to give them tools that are fit for purpose, that really take the manual labor out of a lot of these work processes and allow them to focus on the higher order opportunities, problem solving in the business. And so we need to provide them with fit for purpose tools, and we need to automate those processes and literally provide them the data they need to make decisions. So we're really passionate about associate experience. The fourth strategic pillar is an infrastructure. And so obviously infrastructure is the backbone of everything that we do, everything from a digital and data standpoint. So it's no surprise that that infrastructure needs to be scalable, it needs to be reliable, it needs to be cost effective. And so we're very passionate about enterprise architecture and about determining our North Star across all of our technologies so we can future-proof those technologies and make sure that we're creating a solid foundation. And then the last thing I'll speak to is really our operating system. And that's a key differentiator for us. So to me, this is really the secret sauce and the thing that supercharges our transformation. So if you think about how we actually integrate with the business to make decisions and to actually sequence our transformation, it's really our operating system that creates that secret sauce. And so if you think about the methodologies we have, the tools we have to make decisions on where we transform, where we actually invest, the operating system provides us that ability to integrate as a business and a technology team. And that to me is really where we're outperforming a lot of companies in terms of our transformation journey.
Great. Well, thank you for going through all of those technology pillars. And I think when we look at the O9 ecosystem and the planning capabilities, we definitely touch on a number of those, whether it's the operating system, whether it's the employee engagement, the data architecture, as you named it. And I think that's where I'd like to go next. So when we went through this evaluation process, it was quite a rigorous process. You and I had an opportunity to meet almost 2 years ago now. It's hard to believe it's been that long. And I'd like to just hear from you, what excited you about O9, both from a technology perspective as a CIO, but also some of the non-technology pieces that you saw within O9 from a partnership perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree, it was a rigorous process. And an investment of this kind, obviously we want to partner with the right companies. And so the way, as I reflect back on that process, there's a technology component. So looking at the platform itself, the technology underlying the O9 business, and then it's the O9 company itself. So the talent and the caliber of people at O9 and the future of O9. So really, as we looked at this decision, we looked at both of those aspects. I think from a technology standpoint, certainly being cloud native, the platform having been born in the cloud, offering hyperscaler choice, and also everything that comes with that, whether it's the scalability, the performance, really was appealing to us. So that was the first thing that really stood out, that attracted us to the platform. The second thing I would say is the inherent technology around the database. So the graph database, very fit for purpose for the type of data analysis and the recommendation engine that is O9. So really emphasizing the relationships between different data. And when we think about the problem we're solving and the decisions we're making here, we are bringing together many different pieces of our business. So the ability to do that with graph database technology was something that we believed was a pivotal part of the decision. Another one I'll point to is really the foundation, the platform itself, how it's been architected. So having templates, having reference models, being able to utilize those to actually design the way our business will run and the way our analysis will happen, it was very important. And it certainly brought us speed to value in that process. However, we obviously want to customize these different templates according to the way we want to run. So we want to strike a balance. We don't want to have too much customization. We want to strike a balance between future-proofing, so not boxing ourselves in a corner, and we want to take advantage of all those upgrades and those updates that come with the platform in the future. So I think the platform provided the ability to thread that needle, to really allow us to customize through configuration and also make use of those templates. And so those are some of the key things really from a platform and technology standpoints. If I think about O9 as a company, we certainly looked at the talent at O9, and we very quickly could see, from the senior leadership all the way down to the folks that we were engaging at a much more detailed level to understand our business. We were very impressed with the people at O9 and their commitment to us as a potential customer. So we could really see from the outset that O9 was very customer-centric, putting the customer first, which really resonated with us. And then I think talking about the caliber of the talent, O9 spent a lot of time understanding our business and really helping us understand how they could drive value through the platform. So very excited about that. We really could see that a partnership could be born, and that's what we want. We want strategic partners that will grow with us and that will create value together. And that's really how we saw O9. And since it's really been something that's come to life, so it's been great.
Appreciate that. And we definitely talk a lot about the customer centricity piece around the second pillar you talked about, but I think it's equally important to have the partnership from the customer side as well. And I will definitely say it's a testament to your team in terms of being able to challenge us and come together in a way that's really, born a very successful program up to this point. So thank you for that as well.
Excellent.
As we kind of pivot a little bit into the first technology pillar, you talked around the data architecture. Many organizations are looking for, how do I get to a single source of truth and bringing together the right information for the right decision-making across functions? Can you give us a little bit of a sense in terms of how Acuity Brands is thinking through that, and even some lessons learned that you've had during this transformation journey up to this point?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, as I mentioned, data excellence is one of our strategic digital pillars. And what we're really, thinking of in terms of the vision there is having this unified, coherent data layer that runs across our value chain, that runs across our customer journeys. And, we're a manufacturer, so we design products, we sell those products, we manufacture those, they get delivered, and then they get installed. And through that process, we want to create this coherent, connected data layer. And it all begins with products. So, we want to create choice and optionality for our customers to be able to select our products easily. But at the same time, we want to manage all that complexity in the back end, manufacturing the product and also having those products easy to install. So there's a lot that goes into the product side. And that's really one of the core foundational elements when it comes to data is the product data. So we are spending a lot of time looking at the design parts and the product requirements. I think we have some great technology and capabilities around our products, but really the product attributes, the product hierarchies, getting to ground on having good quality data on the product side is vital for our business. Likewise, if you think about the entity data, so I spoke about having this rich ecosystem of customers and channel partners. All of those channel partners and customers play a role in getting our product to market. And so when you think about designers, you think about contractors, you think about agents, distributors, building owners, all of these different, and even our suppliers, obviously, all of these different parties and trading partners work in concert with one another. So understanding who our partners are through the data, the entity data, is extremely important. And that obviously comes together with our product data as we transact and do business. And so those building blocks, in addition to the transactional data flowing through our value chain, is really what's creating some competitive advantage for us. And as I reflect on '09, which is really, the '09 platform's bringing a lot of these data threads together to be able to look at our business, model our business, and make decisions. So reflecting on the '09 journey, certainly getting an early start on data and assessing what your quality of data is and what data you need and what data you can stage later as you transform on the platform. It's something that we started even before the engagement started. So I would offer that advice to anyone looking to start this transformation. Start early on the data and really to get to ground with the quality of your data. I would say with the platform actually helped us to validate our data. So, for example, as we started loading data into the platform, we started seeing things that we hadn't seen before. So it was bringing analysis to us, looking at high volatility, looking at low volatility, looking at high volume, low volume, and looking at the product segmentation was one thing that really popped out immediately to us. And so being able to error check that data, being able to determine how data was being categorized, the platform can really help. I would say one other bit of advice is obviously from a technical foundational architecture standpoint, need to be very thoughtful about how that data is flowing and how you enable that data to flow through your business to the platform. So the technical architecture has to keep up with this type of transformation. And so getting an assessment, a sober assessment on where you stand with that is key. The other thing I would suggest is the data journey never stops. And so as we look at where we've come from, we've learned a lot about our data using the platform. And that's starting to create a feedback loop for us to understand what do we need to change in our business processes and further upstream. How do we need to segment our data? How do we need to change the metadata relative to that? So I would say the other bit of advice is, the business is always changing. It's always evolving. There's going to be new business models. We have new product categories. And so the power of the platform does allow for that. And that's something that we've certainly already started doing. Well, the one bit of advice relative to that I would give is you have to be very thoughtful about the lowest level of data in the platform. Mm-hmm. That is a decision that shouldn't be taken lightly because it's a lot harder to change that once you've actually implemented. Other changes further up the data stack are a little more graceful to change over time, but understanding what that lowest level is important.
That's great. Leaning in a little bit around the innovation and the product engineering and the product first mindset that Acuity Brands have, can you shed a little bit of light in terms of also how you see that further integration and collaboration coming to bear with this transformation program, and even some of the lessons learned that you see as we try to bring the engineering teams and the whole product development cycle closer to the supply chain and operating functions that are running the business day to day?
Yeah, absolutely. And what you just pointed out is exactly what I think this transformation is pushing us to do. And it's really tying those threads of the company more closely together. So if you think about the product design groups, you think about the folks manufacturing, in the past, we haven't always had the best linkage between these teams. And I think the platform bringing all this data together is allowing us to do that. And so if you think about our strategy, our business strategy, product vitality is a core pillar of ours. So, we have thousands of different products. We literally reimagine and reinvent those products every 3 to 4 years across our entire portfolio. And so product vitality is extremely important to us, to be bringing things that are innovative to the market that customers can choose and that resonate with customers. And so as part of our product design process, obviously we get a lot of VOC from our customers on how our products are working, how tastes and styles are changing. over time, the aesthetics of lighting, and that's informing our product development process. I think on the other side, technology is a strategic pillar for our business itself as well, and that's bringing the best technology, innovating, and embedding that into our products. And so those two things together really form the backbone of Acuity in terms of the lighting business. And so if you look at what the platform is doing, it's connecting the product design and the product lifecycle with other parts of our business. So if we think about things like phase in and phase out, so if we launch a new product, we want to make sure that our inventory, our capacity is lined up with that product launch. We want to see how that product is performing to match those capabilities. And the data is coming together to allow us to do that more effectively. Likewise, and maybe even more importantly for us over time, is the phase-out nature of our products. So making sure we're not loading up on inventory for products that are reaching the end of their life cycle. And that's certainly something that we see a lot of opportunity. Obviously, obsolescence can be a problem if you're not managing that appropriately. So we just see a ton of opportunity and potential for us to drive some of these results and connect the organization in a much more meaningful way going forward.
Okay, great. Appreciate that, Bruce. The next question, pivoting a little bit more into kind of the CIO technology sphere, we continue to see an ever-growing interest around AI, ML, generative AI, and the use cases that that technology has to offer. Can you give a sense around what excites you most about some of those technologies and the use cases that you see within supply chain planning and some of the other opportunities as it pertains to Acuity Brands?
Absolutely, and this is one where we're very excited about the future of the platform. And certainly when I think about AI, there's lower level sort of AI, and then there's higher order AI. And certainly with all the Gen AI developments over the last year, everyone is excited. Obviously we recognize and are aware that there is some hype out there, but we have very big aspirations at the same time. So on the lower end, obviously having AI allowing us to check our data, to continually cleanse our data and make sure the data is of good quality. I think AI can really help us there. Secondly, I think AI can start to find intersections in data that we don't see. And so how do we get AI to start to create our data for us and to actually make proposals on how we need to manage data more dynamically, as opposed to in a fixed way that we've done in the past. So AI can really start to learn over time as our business evolves and changes, and start to actually bring those learnings to us with speed and at scale. And certainly if you think about Gen AI, our vision and our hope is that we can start to get these autonomous agents, these autonomous assistants running business processes for us that bring that analysis of what our business is doing and what decisions we should make. And in some cases, those agents, we hope, will be making decisions that are smart and with speed themselves. But they'll work in concert with our associates and liberate our associates to be able to spend more quality time, doing innovative things, thinking strategically, working on higher order problem solving and opportunities. So really excited about the AI possibilities and really excited about O9 bringing those capabilities to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we see, especially on the digital assistant side, opportunities to do some of these pilots moving forward into 2024, and looking forward to that opportunity to partner together.
Awesome.
The final question, when you look at the product roadmap from a more general perspective, what are some of the opportunities that you see around connecting both up and downstream, as well as some of the technology capabilities that excite you most about where O9 is going?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing is really around that creating a frictionless environment in our ecosystem. So if I look at O9's roadmap, certainly supplier customer collaboration is something that excites us. Being able to create seamless interactions and connectivity with all of our trading partners and meeting them digitally where they are in their journey, but having those capabilities to do that more seamlessly is really exciting. So that's one piece. I think the other piece is obviously implementing technology. It takes time. And the opportunity there, I think, is speed to value. And so how do we, as we look at these other modules that the platform brings, additional value we can get, how do we do that faster? And so if you think about adopting technology, you've obviously got the design, you've got the configuration, you've got all the data work, you've got the deployments, you've got tuning the technology and ultimately getting the value out of that. How do you do that in a much faster way? And I think some of the things that O9's looking at in the future, productizing their platform, creating templates to really deliver that with speed and with a new innovative approach. We are pretty excited about the potential for that and looking forward to seeing what O9 brings us there. I think the last thing really is we touched on Gen AI. So certainly bringing that capability where we have some intelligence built into the platform in the form of those autonomous assistants and agents is something that I think we're really counting on O9 to bring that innovation to us and embed it in our platform so we can really leverage it and get the power of it.
Great. Well, Bruce, I really appreciate the time. Like you said, I think it's incumbent upon us to also bring the thought leadership from a technology perspective. And also, it's been a pleasure working with your team throughout the journey so far. I'm looking forward to 2024 and beyond. So thank you again for being here.
Likewise, really, it's been a great partnership. I agree with that. I'm looking really forward to seeing us leverage the platform and get all the value out of it. So thanks so much.